Hey everyone, Tony D with your Hollywood hot take, and this is some breaking news off of Deadline. Tom Cruise plots a movie to shoot in space with Elon Musk's SpaceX. Now, let's be clear. Cruise would actually go to space and shoot the movie there. That's what this article is saying. That's apparently what they're talking about, and I can totally see it happening. This is something Cruz would totally do. He's getting up there in years, although he's in amazing shape for his age. He likes to do his own stunts, allegedly. I guess I believe that. Um, but he's getting up there. He hurt himself on the last movie, but going to space, in some ways, that would be easier. It'd be more dangerous in some respects too, but it would be easier in that he wouldn't have to leap from building to building, right? He'd have to be careful with his spacesuit and all that and go through some training, and he'd have to be in good shape, which I think he is. You know, he's probably in a good enough shape to go to space. Um, but he wouldn't have to do necessarily something like, I don't know, jump off. I think he was jumping off a helicopter when he broke his ankle. Yeah, something like that. Or he was climbing on a building in the other one. So this could be huge. This could be something that, Cruise would never top again. The first actor to shoot a movie in space. That would be kind of cool. Now, I don't know how the movie would be. I mean, I assume it would be Tom Cruise as the world's greatest astronaut, somehow running. Of course, he'd have to be running. I don't know what the movie would be about. I hope it wouldn't be just another version of Aliens, but we'll see. We shall see. Um, this is a story everybody's talking about. Takiti Watiti is set to direct and co-write the new Star Wars movie. The other co-writer is Christy Wilson Cairns, who co-wrote the 1917 movie, which I hear is fantastic. Um, uh, Watiti is a really good director. He's a really funny guy. He does What We Do in the Shadows. He did Thor Ragnarok, which I think was really good. He did Jojo Rabbit. Um, I'm actually a little sad that he's doing a Star Wars movie because this could actually revive the franchise, and I don't know. It feels to me like I've had some friends who have done fan movies, and sometimes they're great, right? I mean, sometimes you could do a fan movie and you look at it and you go, "Wow, this is really great," but ultimately, I feel like fan movies waste everybody's time and resources when they could be doing something original and great. You know what I mean? And I get why you're doing the fan movie. It gives you attention. People in that realm, if you do something really spectacular, are going to take notice, and maybe it gets you, I don't know, a career. But this feels like that. It feels like they're just buying up. It feels like the Yankees when they buy up all the talent, right? It's like, Disney. I mean, he was already kind of in the Disney stable, so I guess. But to revise a franchise that's dying, that should die at this point, in my view, I don't know. I don't know. It just they. I don't see a way you can fix the franchise until you kind of set it aside and reboot it. So if this is just going to go on endlessly, and we're going to get good Star Wars movies and bad Star Wars movies, I think that over time, even though I think he will do something pretty decent, I think over time the franchise itself will just become degraded. It'll just be, and there's a good chance he'll make a good movie that no one will see. That people will just be, oh, I don't see Star Wars movies. Oh, after the last few, forget it. Um, so I mean, I guess I understand Disney paid all this money and they want to get their money back, and but it's not an endless font. Star Wars was a specific thing. I mean, how long do you think this thing will last? And how many more terrible Star Wars movies do you think people can take before the brand is just no good? Before you obliterate the brand and you have to change the name. And then what was the point? He is so talented, and I'm sure the other writer is too. I mean, I hear nothing but high praise for 1917. These two could do anything. They could do any movie. It'll be great. Just have them make a new movie. You need new stuff for your amusement park anyway. Why are you going to revive Star Wars, of all things? And it's funny to see the correlation between movie studios and comic books, because that's what happened in comic books. It sort of reached this point where in superhero comics, nothing new could get in. Hardly ever, because new stuff just couldn't compete against the old stuff. They would always default back to the core superheroes, because at the end of the day, when sales went down, those were the only things that they could guarantee to get their sales back up. And this is what this feels like. It feels like, oh, we got to go back to Star Wars, get the Star Wars brand right back up, and then maybe some point we're going to do. So I think this is a bad movie for the industry as a whole. I think this is a bad idea. But, I pretty much would see just about anything this man would direct and write. I haven't seen a bad thing yet, I don't think. Although I'm very reluctant to go see Thor: Love and Thunder. I mean, the entire premise of the movie sounds so exceedingly woke. It sounds like out the gate it's going to suck, but I don't know. Maybe it'll be good. And finally, the biggest news, of course. The news you have been waiting for. Nicolas Cage is going to play the Tiger King in a scripted series. Yes, in case you couldn't get enough of Joe Exotic for some reason, they are going to do, I guess, it says an 8-episode series being produced by Imagine Television Studios and CBS Television. And they're going to make Joe Exotic a dark journey into a world of a man gone wild. What else are they going to do with this? I think this is nuts. This is absolutely insane. Look, I get it. It was popular during the lockdown. It was a crazy documentary and everybody was watching Netflix. But do you think people are going to watch it again? I mean, what are you going to add to it? We've already seen the real Joe Exotic. How is Nicolas Cage as Joe Exotic, other than the fact you're going to want to see like a clip of it and say, oh yeah, that's Joe Exotic. Oh yeah, huh? I mean, are you going to actually put something else in the movie that we don't know about? Are you going to actually have Joe Exotic make an appearance and break him out of prison? I just don't see this, being a good idea. No. I mean, if you were going to do a show based on a Joe Exotic type character, maybe you could do that then, and then you could expand upon it and go crazy. But you're just going to do the show, except it's going to be a scripted series. If you follow exactly the documentary series we saw, why would I watch it? And if you don't follow it and make up a bunch of other stuff, why do I want to see that? You're kind of lying to me. Doesn't make any sense. So, anyhow, it's par for the course in Hollywood. Nothing makes any sense. That has been your Hollywood Hot Take from Tony D. Check out my books at Amazon.com. Wokistan, a novel. We're working on the sequel now, which is about the entertainment industry. Also, check out The Pineys, horror comedy. Ebook, trade paperback, Kindle Unlimited is free. And audiobooks coming soon. We will see you next time on the Hollywood Minute.